ribbon spread flourish. The cards are of course spread horizontally across the table in front of you. And the cards are turned over with a very nice flourish. A couple of ways of doing this, of course, is to spread them, lifting now at the far left side and allowing the cards to just flip over, such as that. Your right hand can now reverse the procedure and allow them to flip back. Let's take a look at how the cards need to be held when spread. The cards are held from above, biddle style, biddle grip. The index finger is out across this edge of the pack. I hold the cards with a little bevel, as you can see at this angle. My index finger now stretches out over that edge of the cards. You reach to your left, the cards will go against the table, this part of the cards most importantly touching down, and now applying a downward pressure from the top, my index finger extending out. That will help keep the cards spreading evenly across the table. The downward pressure on the table helps make the cards spread evenly. This is, interestingly enough, actually quite an easy flourish to do. It is less difficult than you will think. When you try it, you will see exactly what I mean. Once the cards have been spread, you are now going to turn them over, starting at the end where the cards are underneath, as you can see. To pick this up, my thumb applies pressure right about here. That allows my index finger to lift up. Let me bring this in a little closer so you can get a better view of this. My thumb holds the cards, my index finger picks this up. This way the cards don't spread out of the way. If I just tried to lift up here, I would start kicking cards across the table because I can't get a good grip on those. So my thumb applies, I lift up with my index finger, now I can loosen the pressure here, and I can turn these over like turning the pages of a book. Just like that. I can now, with the right hand, because I have placed the right hand here to catch them, that helps keep any cards that might slide off this edge from going anywhere. My right hand catches it, I can now turn it back. Now another nice way to do this flourish is that when my left hand picks this up, I keep my fingers on this little top edge of the cards, and as I move slowly across, my fingers stay on that edge, and I can control it all the way across. Once the cards have been spread like this, and I lift up at the left end, I can keep my right hand in this position, and now when I allow this to move, by applying pressure back and forth on either end of the pack, I can also cause the cards to move back and forth quite a number of times, as you can see. You'll want to have fun experimenting with this on your own. Another nice application is to actually take a card off the end of the pack, get this lifted up, and now I can bring the card up on top of that little ridge right there, and I can use that to maneuver down the top of the ribbon spread. That's cool. Another very nice way to do this is to do it one-handed. In this case, I use my right hand. I reach out to my right, one-handed, and I ribbon spread the cards across, holding them from above, as you see. My right hand continues back to the far right side, picks it up, turns it over, my fingers across the ridge, all the way like this. I let my thumb catch this, and now I scoop straight back across, picking the cards up and squaring them on the table. I'll do that again for you. One-handed, ribbon spread, the turn, the flip, the scoop, and the square. Now in the case of a pressure fan, and this is what I mean, in this case the cards are bent, applying pressure to the cards, and they are bent over the fingers of the left hand. They are, in essence, you're springing the cards with the right hand. This works very well if you have a deck of cards that is a little bit dirty or the cards really stick together, because when I pressure the cards like this, they are now springing off the fingers of my right hand. Such as that. You can actually get, with practice, quite a bit bigger fan out of the cards, and many times you can actually get more of the faces to show. So try both of these methods, of course, of fanning a deck of cards. Now closing the fan, once you have opened it, is as follows. Underneath, where the audience can't see it, my finger, my index finger, is going to move back off the face and grab and push pressure right here on the face of this card. Now as my hand is holding it, this finger is going to move out and around, closing the fan. The index and middle fingers pull back slightly, and now they help push. As these fingers are pushing, the ring and little fingers help pull as everything closes up, shutting the cards. It's a little bit hard, as you can see, to do reversed, but this would be underneath. These fingers move as the little finger and ring finger close it up. Much easier to do in this angle because everything is cradled and gravity is pulling the cards down. As such, you can then square the cards in your hand and you have closed the fan. Another method for closing the fan of cards is, once the cards are fanned, you can tip them up so that the bottom corner of the cards hit the table or go against your right finger, and you can close the pack as such. Like this. Hold the cards so the corner strikes the table, and now allow that to rotate as you turn your hand over, giving the cards a tapping, a squaring, and onto the table they go. I'd like to show you my own simplified handling of the hot shot cut. And here it is. That's it. The card to be shot out of the deck, of course, is the 6 of diamonds. The cards begin in your left hand and are placed into the scissors grip between the middle and index finger. Your thumb reaches across the palm of the hand and contacts this corner right there. You now swivel these two packets apart. As the packets go underneath each other, the index finger is going to contact the face of that 6 at this point, that card, and push it forward. As the card moves forward, it will also pivot against the middle finger and out of the pack. Once it has pivoted up and out, this middle finger is going to move from this position onto the corner of the 6 at this point, this card. Now I loosen the grip of my index finger, and the middle finger is going to do the spring. It's going to get its springing action because it is bending at this angle against these cards. As I put pressure and allow it to go, it will spin out of the deck. It's much harder to do it in slow motion, but at full speed it is much easier. Now you will also notice as you watch the cards, sometimes you get a little bit of a slither action of the cards as you move them, pushing out with the index finger. If you keep the thumb a little bit on this edge, that'll help eliminate some of the slither here. And then the index finger pushes it out. It revolves against this finger. The middle finger goes underneath. And that's how the springing action goes. Now, of course, to make it the most visually pleasing possible, once the card is out, you wish to catch it in your right hand. Practice with different pressures and such,